Good morning. This is the fourth time I've started this video because for some reason I can't get my act together today. It is Tuesday, September 9th. We're going to talk about all the things today. I've got books, I've got knitting, I've got stories. Let's talk about it. I finally made it through the intro. That's saying something. I don't know what's going on this morning, but my brain is a little bit... It happens. It was a quiet week in Lake Wobegon. As you know, last week, Wicked Stepmother came to visit. She was here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and left Saturday to go back to Hawaii. She is now home and happy and healthy. It was a great trip for her. We had a blast with her. So 87-year-old Wicked Stepmother is a trip. My stepmom is a hoot and a half. This woman can talk your ear off. She's got more stories than John Grisham. That was a random analogy. She can tell you what happened on the set of this, what happened on the set of that. And so the story she told Sam in the car on the way to going to the airport Saturday morning was she was cast in a Hitchcock film in Vertigo. She has a very, very, very brief part, but it's a big plot point. And so she got the call and they said, we need you to go blonde. And she dyed her hair blonde. Now, this was in the 60s, early 60s. I don't remember when Vertigo was filmed, but you can imagine the quality of hair dye at that time. Nina dyes her hair blonde. She gets to the set the next day and Hitchcock says, nope, you need to go back to brunette. So she went back and dyed her hair again. Why they didn't just give her a wig, I don't know. But tales of Hollywood, old Hollywood, very fun. She had lots of things to say. I mean, she knew everybody that there was to do. And she was talking to me about her teeth. That was it. She was talking about her teeth. And I said, what's wrong with your teeth? And she said, well, you know, I shot my front teeth out with a spear gun. And I said, yeah, I know that. And she goes, you know, I was on RJ and Natalie's boat when that happened, right? I'm like, yeah, Natalie Wood and RJ Wagner. I know, you guys hung out all the time. Your boyfriend was RJ's best friend. And she said, yeah, so I went fishing with a, what do you call it? A ray gun? I don't remember the name. And she knocked her two teeth out. So, I mean, she name drops with stories like, I went to the dentist with RJ Wagner and Natalie Wood. No, I mean, it's not like that, but it's hilarious. She has just known everyone, seen everything, and has all these wonderful stories. She's so easy to have around. She's just happy to be there. She's kind of like having a golden retriever. You know, you bring her food, she loves it, she eats it. You make her bed, she loves it, she goes to sleep. You know, she's just easy to have around. So that was really fun, and we thoroughly enjoyed our visit with Wicked Stepmother and all the stories about her adventures in Hollywood. We didn't even cover most of her adventures with my dad, except that she did tell me that they did their honeymoon on the Red Rooster. What is the Red Rooster, you ask? The Red Rooster is a deep sea fishing boat that goes out of San Diego. I don't know if it still does it, but my dad would go every single Christmas. So as soon as Christmas was over, Dad would drive to San Diego, he'd get on the Red Rooster, and he'd go tuna fishing for a week. This was his happy place. And then he'd bring home 87,000 pounds of tuna in cans and fresh and all this. So it was very funny when Nina told me that she went on the Red Rooster for their honeymoon. Yeah, that would be fun. Actually, I'm kind of sad I never got to go on the Red Rooster. I was eating sashimi. Of course, it wasn't called sashimi then, because it was the Mexican crew boys on the boat they'd get a tuna and they'd cut it up and they'd serve it with soy sauce and jalapenos. And so I was introduced to that long before there were any sushi restaurants in Los Angeles. Was there a time when there were no sushi restaurants in Los Angeles? I remember when I was first introduced to Thai food. That was interesting. There was a time when there wasn't the vastness of the ethnic restaurants here in Los Angeles. And I'm trying to remember that. I mean, I remember back in the day, it's such a back in the day kind of story that I'm telling that has no point. But I remember early days of Trader Joe's when it was just a liquor store. and maybe a little poo-poos, some crackers and cheese. And now look at Trader Joe's. I was there yesterday, and you can get everything at Trader Joe's except ice. Fun fact. Have to go to the grocery store for ice. Anyway, I love Trader Joe's. It's always an adventure. I try to find something new every time I'm there. I picked up a bottle of French wine. We'll see if it is as good as the wine I picked up at the corner in Paris. So I have some great reading news for you guys. You guys, I am 3 books deep into 3 great books. I am so excited. I am reading Mrs. Christie at the Mystery Guild Library. I'm about 3/4 of the way finished with that. It's fun. It just keeps getting more and more fun, as mysteries like this do. I'm really enjoying that. Please, if you're in the mood for a cozy, this is the one for you. I picked up a new release called The Lost Hours. This is a very interesting time travel-y book, but it's different than most time travel-y books. We start off in 1938 Nazi Germany, where a young woman is shoved into a room because her father hears the Nazis coming, and he's a Jewish watchmaker, and he hands her his watch, shoves her through the door. She's gone into this alternate dimension. It's called the time space. It's where all the memories are held. As my best friend said this morning, you mean like the Akashic records? Yes, she's stuck in the Akashic records. And then there's another person who comes into the mix, and it's just very exciting. So this is a very fun book. It's, again, mystery-ish, time travel-y, so I wouldn't call it fantasy or sci-fi necessarily, but it's a thriller that involves time travel. Let's put it that way. Very, very cool premise. And this is a debut. She's doing a great job. And then the third book I started Sunday. I mentioned it, I believe, last week on the podcast, The Final Act of Juliet Willoughby. This is good. I started it Sunday, and I'm almost halfway through. It's art history, it's an artist, it's people finding out about the artist. It's great. There's a mystery, there's a murder. It's very good. I'm really excited about this. And I got my BookBub announcement of the books that are going to be released this week. There are some interesting books, you guys. I didn't copy down the names of all of them, but I thought you would find this interesting. So we have Liz Gilbert of Eat, Pray, Love has a new memoir out called All the Way to the River. This is it's really interesting. People are having very mixed feelings about this book, and I don't think it's about the quality. I think it's about the subject matter. So this is the story of her leaving her marriage to be with her best friend who was dying of cancer, and they eventually became lovers and lived together and all this. So we know that story from but apparently Liz Gilbert gets real about herself, and she talks openly about her foibles in this relationship and the mistakes she made and her problems. And anyway, I thought that might be of note to people. I don't know if I'm going to read it. It's not hitting me right now, I should say. I enjoy Elizabeth Gilbert. She's one of those big book personalities out there that you just kind of go, what's she going to do next? And anyway, she's great, I guess. And anyway, I'm telling you about this book because apparently The Secret of Secrets, a new Dan Brown book. I kind of quit Dan Brown. We're still doing the Robert Langdon. Is that his name? Langdon. Is he an archaeologist? He knows things, right? The professor. And this is long. The Da Vinci Code started it, as we know, and then there have been several books, and I don't know if this is 7 or 8 in the Dan Brown series. I've only read 2 or 3 of them. This is just information for those of you people who enjoy Dan Brown. And who knows, I may read this. It's a mystery, and I know he's not Shakespeare. He doesn't write literature. People are like, he's a horrible writer. He's not a horrible writer. Horrible writers don't get published, and they don't make millions of dollars and write 1 million books. Just saying. There's a new literary fiction book out this week, which may be of interest to some of you. It's called Hot Wax. And you're like, oh, well, that does sound interesting. It's a father-daughter story, sort of wrapped in the rock and roll era. Sounds interesting. It's got good reviews. A new dark academia book. Now, dark academia is a genre that I love. The Lost History, as we all know, by Donna Tartt, one of my absolute in my top 5 favorite books. Dark academia is cool. This new book is called The Bells, takes place at a girls' school, Should be interesting. I may pick this one up after I'm done with my trio of goodness. Yeah, there are just a lot of great books out there. Now, the final act of Juliet Willoughby was written last year. You should be able to get that one at the library, no problem. And these I just share with you in case you want to put them on hold at the library. I do enjoy new releases, but I also know that can be an expensive hobby. So I'm trying to find books that you can easily find at the library. But I think if you like art, I think Juliet Willoughby will be a fun historical fiction for you to pick up. I spent a lot of time in my chair this week knitting, because Stepmother was here and we sat on the couch and yammered. And so I wanted to show you. I finished the blue pair. Now, I'm going to take these off the blocking thing so you can see the little details. So this has a cable down the back of the foot. And then the front has this very fun cabley pattern in this yarn that is from Germany. And we have both of those finished. So another pair of Christmas socks. I'm very excited. This is a crazy sock lady pattern. I bought her mitten pattern. I don't remember the name of it, but it has this very fun faux cable stitch. And so I just transferred onto a sock because I can do that. That was easy math. Hard, some math is hard. And I will demonstrate why some math is hard. So, look at these babies. This is my new sock I'm knitting. And believe it or not, as complicated as this looks, it's just knits and purls. Very, very simple pattern. This is the yarn. I want to tell you about the yarn. It's called Dream in Color Smooshy Cashmere, and it's got 20% cashmere in it. And let me tell you, this yarn, I would knit on this yarn exclusively for the rest of my life if I could afford it. It is soft. It has wonderful stitch definition, as you can see. So I'm very excited. I will likely do this pattern again. I got that pattern off Ravelry. I believe it's called Gladys, if you're interested. I wanted to tell you, if you remember back a couple of months, I finished an Anthony Horowitz novel called Moonflower Murders. Moonflower Murders. There are 3 books. Magpie Murders, the one in the middle, Marble Hall maybe, and then Moonflower Murders. I don't know. Anyway, I was scrawling? Is that like crawling and scrolling at the same time? I was scrawling through the TV things. I wanted to watch something British. I wanted to watch a mystery. I knew exactly the flavor I was going for. And I pulled up PBS. PBS, by the way, is the least expensive of the streaming channels, and I highly suggest that you support your local PBS station. Pulled up Magpie Murders with the darling Leslie Manville as the editor, Susan Ryland. And what is so great about these books, and they're doing a beautiful job, Anthony Horowitz wrote the teleplay based on his book. So it's the book, if you've ever picked it up, it's 500, 600 pages. It's a big book because it's a book within a book. So you have Susan Ryland, the editor, trying to figure out, she just got the last book from Alan Conway, this very important author, but he didn't include the last chapter, so she doesn't know who done it. So Susan's trying to find that. Meanwhile, we get the actual book that Conway wrote about Mr. Punt, Atticus Punt, a detective in the 50s. I don't remember the time frame, but he's an older detective in a different time frame. Anyway, the way they meld these 2 stories together in this show is excellent. There's 6 episodes per book. All 3 books are now on Masterpiece Mystery, and I highly recommend them. Very, very good TV. I also would like to report that I have watched 1/3 of K-pop Demon Hunters because, as my granddaughter said, I've seen it like 100 times. Well, we had to watch it here. William's seen it 100 times, as he said. Sam has watched it now 2 or 3 times. He loved it, and he wants to learn the music from it because it's very hot. Apparently the music's very hot right now, and Sam and his YouTube channel, which I will link below, he records these things. So we watch K-pop Demon Hunters. Cute movie. The only reason I didn't finish it is because I was too hot in the living room and I wanted to go in my room where there was air conditioning. I know, weird reason. My guess is it will likely play again in this house and I will be able to finish it up. But what I saw was very cute, very clever, and I get why the kids are obsessed with this. I would be too if I were 13 or 10. I don't know, maybe I'll be obsessed at 69. Who knows? We are entering the end of our growing season, and I want you to know I have a table of zucchini. I will show you a picture of that. We cannot keep on top of our garden. It is just mass producing. I think I shared with you that when my sister and I moved in here, I invited a horticulturist to come over and give me some tips for the yard because it'd been a long time since I'd had a home with a garden. And he told me, he said, you have got some of the most fertile land in all of Southern California because the Los Angeles River used to come through your backyard. And it's true. We can stick a stick in the ground and it will grow here. The soil is fabulous. We take very good care of it. We're organic farmers. We have a giant compost pile. So we create giant vegetables, which I don't complain about because I love having a zucchini anytime I want it. The problem is when you have 30 zucchini on the table and it's this sort of silent cry to do something with them. The tomatoes are pretty much done. I think I have 1 tomato that if I want a tomato sandwich for lunch, I can have that. And the cucumbers are just fat and seedy and kind of just throwing out the last of their fruit for the season. And then Sam will start pretty quick with our winter garden because in Southern California, you get to grow vegetables all year round, for which we are truly, truly grateful. Anyway, it's been a great year in the garden. I walk around the neighborhood and I know I'm not the only one with a great yard, right? Because we're all in the same boat. And we have people with small pomegranate trees just covered in pomegranates. There's a mango tree I walk by. There must be 300 mangoes on this tree. So everyone is if they're growing, they're experiencing the greatness of our soil. And wow, I did not anticipate going on about the soil in my backyard. That is such an old lady thing to do. Well, this is an old lady podcast. I don't know what you're expecting. I'm not going to talk to you about menopause because that's way in the past. I'm not going to talk to you about my creaky joints because actually they're feeling pretty good right now. Being old is great. I love it. I love my life right now. I love the sweetness of it. And it is my prayer and my hope that all of you are finding sweetness in your lives. Joy in the simple things, marveling in the amazing qualities of nature and whatever else. I know the moon the last couple of nights has been absolutely glorious. And even Pond getting me up in the middle of the night to go outside doesn't bother me when I can see that beautiful moon and the shadows she casts when she's full. May you have health. May you have joy. May you laugh a whole lot this week. And may you find a place of peace and solace. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.